time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Is your Pomeranian acting possessed? Are your calicos a bit challenging? Does your beagle have you begging? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want your pets to have the quality of life they deserve, if you really want to learn how they think and why they do some of the things they do, stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. I'll bring those furry little buddies with you, folks. It is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the ever-growing Pet Show family, and we are growing by leaps and bounds, if you want to find out why your dog hates your next-door neighbor, your cat says use the litter box yourself, if you have a question about your pet, you have come to the right place. And by the way, did I happen to mention, if you're a new listener or even a regular listener to the show, everyone that calls into the show and does in fact get through to me live on the air will be getting a fantastic, an amazing gift. I don't get excited. It's not for you. It's for your best friend, that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you with those adoring eyes as I speak. So great time to give me a call. And by the way, many of the items I give away are 20, 30, 40 bucks and more. So I'll answer your pet and animal questions. And at the same time, a great gift will be arriving at your home for your best friend. And you can lie a little bit at this point. You don't have to tell the dog that I sent it. You can say that you bought it yourself. I guess I should give you the phone number then. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. Or if you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away as well. Again, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Here's what I have planned for this show. And I sound like a broken record because I say this every week. Very often we don't get to all the topics I'd love to discuss with you. And if by some reason I don't get to them, just a reminder that they're now posted Tuesday morning on my website at thepetshow.com. But here are some of the items I'd like to share with you guys today. You know, taking a walk with your dog is a great way to bond with each other. It's also a great way to connect and educate your dog. But if the dog is pulling and you're getting frustrated, it takes the enjoyment away for both. So the question is, collar or harness? Harness or collar? Which is better to use while walking your dogs? I have the answer coming up a little bit later, at least my answer coming up a little bit later on today's show. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Also coming up on today's show, a large majority, a major majority of dogs winding up at shelters because of so-called behavioral issues. But did you know, and here's a statistic, I posted it on Facebook, it shocked me this week. Listen carefully. 96% of dogs never, ever receive any type of obedience training. Could there be a connection? I believe there might be. Also, ran out of time last week, so coming up, we're going to talk about everything you need to know about your cat's behavior by not looking at their face, maybe looking at the other end of the cat. More people bringing their pets to work. But are there many dangers in the workplace? We'll talk about that. And also how younger consumers of pet items differ from their older counterparts. Plenty of time for your questions and comments. Lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your questions and comments. As I said, lots of great pet stuff to give away. So if your pet is jumping, humping, digging, not housebroken, chewing, suffering with separation anxiety, your dog's depressed, your dog hates other dogs, and some people take your dog for a nice leisurely walk and all of a sudden Fluffy turns into Cujo, or just believes that it's his job to chase anything that moves, give me a call. That is what this show is all about, helping you cope with your pets. More than likely, helping your pets cope with you. Again, that phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. The question of the day is, what's the one word that if you say in front of your dog or cat makes them go absolutely nuts? Bonzo, the one word that you say in front of your pets that makes them go crazy. Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through on this Memorial Day weekend. As you guys know, as a veteran and a patriot, throughout today's show, instead of my regular music, I'll be playing patriotic music as we come in and out of different segments of the show today. It's also Memorial Day weekend, and it's something very special to me. A hero to me is someone who's given his or her life for something bigger than oneself. We're going to talk more about Memorial Day, and if you happen to live in Santa Monica, I think one of the greatest services, and I've been to services all over the country, in Southeast Asia, in Europe, but I think one of the nicest services I go to is every year I go to this in Santa Monica at the Woodlawn Cemetery. It's kind of a real hometown Memorial Day. I mean, the people that served, I'll be there. Other people that served will be there. Local bands from the elementary school will be there. And it's just an incredible thing. And then, flying overhead from World War II planes. So it's also important, and I do this every week, but especially on Memorial Day, that if you pass a cemetery, stop, say a prayer, give it a salute. These are the men that gave their lives so you and I are living the wonderful lives that we live every day. And as a veteran, Memorial Day really, really means a lot to me. I've lost many friends, and I just wrote a message to a friend of mine who I knew very well. His brother and I were stationed pretty much in the same areas. And the day before his brother was to come home, he was shot down and killed in Vietnam in a helicopter. He was a pilot from my hometown of Oceanside, New York. Great guy, and Ricky will always be missed. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. But we are going to take some great music on this Memorial Day, and also they'll share some stories that maybe I can help you understand why Memorial Day means so much to me and so many veterans out there. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. By the way, as we do every week now, we are also broadcasting to you not only via the radio, but we're on Facebook Live. If you'd like to check it out, it's facebook.com/Warren Pet. Facebook.com/Warren Pet. So if you have relatives or friends or people that have pets around the country, they may not be specifically in the area where I'm broadcasting, they can tune in and listen to me answer all of your pet and animal questions and help you cope with your pets, but more than likely help your pets cope with you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's get started on this Memorial Day weekend. We are going to, let's go to Lisa in Hawthorne. It's not a happy call, but let me see if I can help her out. Hey, Lisa. So welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh yes. We euthanized our dog a week ago, and we wonder. Everybody said, the doctor, everybody said, oh, you would be selfish to keep her alive in this condition. But we wondered if we should have had her on an IV, brought her home on an IV, keep her at home for an IV for probably she would have lasted about a week, and keep her at home in our house. And
yeah, Lisa, that's a decision that you guys have to make. That's a decision that has to be made on you in terms of if the dog is comfortable and you want the dog to cross the rainbow bridge at home. I understand that. I think there's not a pet guardian out there that would not prefer that when they do have to say that final goodbye to their dog or cat, that it's done in home versus on a steel table at a vet's hospital.
This veterinarian's hospital was nice. It had a granite countertop.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. But in other words, it could be anything. I could be staying at the greatest hotel in the world. I could be staying at the Ritz, the Essex House in New York City. But when I'm not feeling well or when the time goes, I want to be in my own bed.
Okay. Now my mom's going to get very upset with me because we all decided that, we had it done last week at VCA hospital it was very close to where we live. And
there's no wrong, I don't want to run out of time. There's no wrong or right decision here, okay? Whatever decision you made was the right decision for your family. If you're asking my opinion is if the dog is comfortable, if the cat is comfortable, I just think that it's more and more people are making this choice. It's more comfortable to cross that rainbow bridge if you're at home. And and you didn't make a wrong decision. As I said, there's no wrong or right. My opinion is just maybe a little bit different. So is there anything else I can answer for you?
one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes. How long do you think it should take before we get another dog?
That again, you're asking me speculative questions. In other words, it really depends. It really depends on the family. In other words, if your mom, is this dog for your mom?
Both of us.
Okay, if you guys are ready to make that decision and you had to say goodbye to the other dog, as long as you understand that when you bring a new dog into the home, you can't compare it to the dog that just said goodbye to you. Okay, they're different personalities. So given, if you, and I recommend you adopt a dog, an older dog is what I would adopt for you guys from a shelter or rescue. And the reason I say that, what a legacy for the dog you had to say goodbye to. What a legacy that him crossing the Rainbow Bridge means that another dog can live with an incredible family like you and your mom. So again, in terms of time, when you're ready, that's when you have to make that decision. I can't make that decision for you. Sure, go ahead.
I want to say a couple more things. One thing is that my dog couldn't eat by mouth, drink by mouth. You're going further with me, and my heart breaks for you, okay? But I understand you made the decision. The dog crossed the Rainbow Bridge, so whatever you did prior to that is secondary. You made whatever decision was right for the family. Okay, thank you. And I wanted to say this, too, that how old do you think a dog should be when you're going to rescue a dog? By putting a doctor rescue dog.
Okay, here's what I'm going to put you on hold. Okay, I'm going to listen on the radio. I'm going to answer your question for you. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to send you one of those T-shirts that say "None of my friends walk upright." The age to adopt a dog at is the dog you fall in love with, whether it be 12 years old, 13 years old, 6 months old. I prefer, because generally the puppies and younger dogs have a much easier time finding a home. So it's the older dogs, the dog that may have like 3 legs, a crooked tooth, a crooked eye, 1 eye, whatever. Those are dogs. What a legacy to take one of those dogs home in the honor of the other dog that you had. And just bringing this dog into the loving home that you guys have. That's what I would be doing, Lisa. I really appreciate that phone call. And in terms of decisions, there's no right or wrong. You made whatever decision you had to make for yourself. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. You know what? Let me take a break so I don't have to rush anybody here. When we come back, we have Elaine in Valley Village. We have Maggie. We have David. We have Carol. Plenty of time to get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. I'll give you a list in just a minute. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Bottom line is, it's a hard call to deal with because everyone has to make whatever decision is right for them. And they made whatever decision was right for them. I was just kind of stressing that nowadays the availability and the option of perhaps saying goodbye to your best friend at home is something that a lot of people may not be aware of, but that's something that you can opt for if that's something you believe in. And I believe that's what I would rather have done if possible, is say goodbye to my best friend in the comfort of his own bed rather than a veterinary hospital. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Proud to be an American. Love that song, lovely Greenwood, and very, very proud to be an American on this Memorial Day, remembering those who gave all so that we can be here. We might not know them all, but take it from me, we owe them all. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. We'll get all your pet questions. You'll be hearing this music throughout the show. I hope you respect it as much as I do. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls, and thanks to my engineer, Alex, for putting together the patriotic music that you'll be hearing throughout today's show. Let me get right back to the busy phone lines here. And by the way, the question of the day is, what's the one word that makes your pets go crazy? There's a lot of words that make Cisco go crazy. A lot of different words that make him go crazy. Even though he doesn't hear anymore, I think he's really learning. My dog, now you may think I'm a little eccentric, and that would never happen, right? But I know that Cisco, and I know his Swedish nanny is watching right now, but I know that Cisco, in fact, is starting to read lips. Don't look like me like I'm crazy, Alex. My dog is learning to read lips. No doubt one day I'll come home and he'll be signing to me. No doubt in my mind. All right, back to the busy phone lines. Valley Village, Elaine, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how are you?
I could not be. Go ahead.
You could not be better?
I could not be better.
Well, happy Memorial Day. I'm a first-time listener and a first-time caller.
Well, you know what that means? That means every Saturday now you can't do anything because you're going to have to listen to the show. You're going to be addicted like everyone else. This show is like doggy crack, I'm telling you.
I know it is. Okay, I have a 15-year-old, 2-pound teacup poodle. We lost her sister about 8 months ago, and I've been taking her whenever I possibly can. She's a especially so attached to me. I'm going away. When I have to go out of town and I'm not able to take her, I've had people come and stay with her in the house. I'm going away for a week. I want to take her with me. And she's never been on a plane before. Do you think, and I'm going to take her to the vet anyway I guess I have to get a certificate for her, but do you think that there's any problem with a dog that old? And by the way, she's deaf, and I believe, too, that she can read my lips.
Yeah, see, so I'm not crazy. So let me ask you a question, though. In other words, she's never been on an airplane before.
Well, she was when she was an infant because I adopted her at 6, but she belonged to somebody else, and they flew her as a baby to a friend of mine. They were born in Texas.
Okay, so in other words, here's my feeling. Okay, how old did you say the dog was at this point?
15.
15 years. Where are you going to? What country? What state?
No, I'm going to Washington State. I'm just going on a 2-hour plane ride.
Yeah. In other words, here's my opinion. Okay. Obviously,
Okay.
You're going to the veterinarian. You'll get a clean bill of health from the vet. I don't think the deafness will affect the dog because, as you know, the cabins are what's the word I'm looking for? The cabins are
pressurized.
There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. They're pressurized. So as long as the dog can sit on your lap, make sure whatever reservations you make sure they know you have a pet that's going to be in the passenger plane with you on your lap in a carrier. And if the vet gives you a clean bill of health, I don't see any problem. I would rather see you with the dog at 15 years old than leave the dog at home, especially after she lost her best friend not that long ago.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel so much better.
Well, it makes me feel so much better that you're concerned about your dog's feelings. I mean, a lot of people just, it's a dog, I'll leave him home.
And plus the fact I want to have a good time, and I always miss her.
Yeah.
So if I have her with me, I'll want to stay and visit my sister even longer. I may stay longer.
You might have, I'm going to have to teach my dog to FaceTime. Is it called FaceTime, Alex, where we can talk to each other? I'm going to have to teach my dog to FaceTime, so when I'm away, we can talk to each other. Anyway, Elaine, don't worry. Give us a call when you get back. Let me know how the dog did. What's the dog's name?
The dog's name is Lucy.
Lucy. What again? I'm just going to talk another call about Lucy Pet Products. Anyway, I'm going to put you on hold. Give Lucy a big hug and a kiss. She'll be around the hole for another 15 years. And I am going to send you for Lucy. You know what I'm going to I don't know what to send you for Lucy. I'm going to say, you know what? She's 15 years old. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplements. Let's keep her around for another 15 years. So Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements on their way for your dog, and I really appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me go to, where are we going here? Let's go to Mission Viejo and Carol. Hey, Carol, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren.
Hey, Carol.
Thanks for taking my call.
It's my pleasure and my job. What can I do for you?
Well, first of all, the word that sets my dog off, rabbits.
Rabbits. That's all you got to say is rabbits.
Rabbits, because rabbits are in the yard, a few of them, and she's an inside dog, but she looks out and sees them, and she just goes crazy.
Is she listening right?
Anyway.
Is she listening right now?
She is listening right now.
Right, watch this. Rabbit. Just joking. I just wanted to make you a little crazy. That's just me. Anyway, so what's your question for me, Carol?
Okay, you got me started on Lucy's Pet Formula, the duck pumpkin and quinoa formula. Okay, you sent me a bag, which I greatly appreciate. My dog absolutely loves it. My difficulty is I spent a lot of time on the internet yesterday and phone calling to Petco, to Sprouts, to all the places around here, and I went on to Amazon. One place had one bag left. And so I'm going crazy. And then the shipping on it from the Westlake Village location, the headquarters, was $15.
Yeah, well, let me go over a few things. Okay, first of all, once you taste Lucy Pet Foods and once your dog tastes it, they're going to be on it. But here's the scenario, okay? It's available, I know, at Red Barn Feed and Pet in Tarzana. And if you go to their website, lucypetproducts.com, I was just on their site yesterday. It has a store locator on top. If you hit that store locator, It will give you all the different places, all the different stores in your area, and many, many stores carry it in your area. You should be able to go to Lucy Pet Products or Amazon.com and order it directly. But it is available at Red Barn and many, many other stores. And believe me, it's worth waiting and worth getting. So that would be my recommendation to you at this point. I know it's available in a lot of stores in your area. I know it's available at Red Barn. Try Amazon.com, or for the store locator, go to LucyPetProducts.com. I was just there yesterday. It gives you a list of all the stores, and you can find it easily.
Okay. Does Red Barn ship out?
They might. Give them a call. Let me give you Red Barn's phone number. Tell them you just spoke to Warren. Ask them if they ship it. Red Barn's phone number, I should know it by heart. They've been on here for 150 years. Their phone number is 818-345-2510, 818-345-2510. And a lot of people have been calling me and thanking me for the Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. A lot of people love the product, and that's because it's a great product. Why would you not love it?
No, my dog loves it.
All right, so because you're such an animal lover, I'm not going to send you more Lucy's. You're going to buy some, okay? But I'm going to put you on hold, and what I am going to send you is a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright," because you're such a big animal lover. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Yeah, we're live on this Memorial Day weekend. Plenty of time for your calls. I hope you're enjoying the patriotic music we'll be playing. Great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. We got Bobby, we got David, we got Cal, we got you. We'll get to all your calls right after this. Looking forward to Memorial Day on Monday. It's not a celebration, it's a remembrance. And I'll be at the Woodlawn Cemetery, as I go every year in Santa Monica, honoring those that gave all so that we live the lives we live every day. That's what it's all about. And you know what amazes me? Every year I go there and I see more and more parents bringing their children to the memorial service, and that really makes me feel good. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Bobby, Samira, Jane, be patient with me. I will get to your calls, but right now it is David's turn in Whittier. Hey, David, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello. I talked to you about a year ago about my dog. I had that problem in the tow truck, remember?
I'm trying to think now. Problem in the tow truck.
Yeah, he got all nervous and all that stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure, I remember. Yeah, absolutely, David. So what's up now?
My question is now, every evening he stares at his paws, and he starts licking and licking and licking forever.
Well, let me give you reasons why dogs lick their paws, okay? And this is going to confuse a lot of people out there. They can be licking their paws if there, in fact, is pain in the paw, if there's an allergy, if they're bored, if they're anxious, if there's a hormonal imbalance, dry skin, fleas. So it could be any number of things that are causing the dog to lick their feet. So the question is
This is the fur. I'm sorry. This is the top of the foot.
Yeah. See, here's what happens. Okay, he's licking the top of his foot, maybe because he's anxious, maybe because he's a little bored. But here's what happens when they're constantly licking the top of their feet. That moisture is always there, and that moisture can cause a secondary infection, like a yeast infection. So the more the dog licks that one area, the more infected it may become. So it's really, really important to try to figure out the cause of it. Why is my dog licking? Is it an allergy? Well, if it was on the bottom of the foot, it might be more of a contact allergy. On top of the foot, we don't know. Could it be that he's in pain? Maybe there's pain in that foot and we don't know about it. So the first thing I would be doing at this point is trying to kind of figure out why he's doing it. Now, you say he's only doing it at night, David?
Right.
So that's
at night, like in the evening, and then in the middle of the night, I can hear him licking his paws.
Okay, it sounds to me like he might be a little stressed, or he just might be a little bored. So what I would do is have the vet take a good look at it to make sure there's no pain or no problem there. If it is boredom or if it is stress or anxiety, then you know how to deal with it. Just give him more mental stimulation. But I think at this point, a trip to the vet to find out why is critical, because as I said, there are so many different causes that can be attributed to the excessive licking of the paw, and it can develop into a lick granuloma, which is a really, really bad habit and very difficult to break. So I would have it checked by the vet at this point. Let's try to figure out what it is. Once we know what it is, then we can make what changes we have to make accordingly.
Okay, very good. And another thing,
yeah,
Halo went too expensive for me. The Halo dog food, it went sky high, so I went back to Beneful.
There's nothing wrong with that, but have you tried Lucy?
Not yet. I'm hearing it.
Well, you're going to hear about it now, and I'm putting you on hold, David, because I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to make sure your dog is getting the food it needs to get. We're going to send you a great, great bag of Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food for your dog. And don't steal it from him. Let him eat it. Don't eat it yourself. I promise it's really that good. Anyway, phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Jane, Canoga Park, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
What's up?
My dog jumps all over anybody that comes in my house. She ends up scratching them, barks at them excessively.
How much school did your dog go to?
One, and she failed.
There's no such thing as failing. If a dog fails training school, it's not the dog's fault. It's usually either the trainer or the guardian's fault. So when you say she failed, what happened?
I had to remove her far away from every other dog because she hates every dog.
And what did the trainer say to do?
She said, go far away.
Oh, in other words, rather than resolve the issue with you, the trainer sent you to a different corner of the room and gave you a timeout and said, keep your dog away from the other dogs. That's the resolution?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
Okay, it doesn't make sense to me either. What you need to do is you need to do some good, solid, basic training with the dog. It's not that I care whether she sits and comes, but the reason you educate your dog is it gives you a positive way to communicate with your dog. It really does. It makes all the difference in the world. So once you've established that relationship, once you have that ability to communicate with your dog via some basic training, my mouth, what you'll start noticing is when she's reacting in a certain way, you'll have more control of her. Right now, she's going after other dogs, or she's pulling you, or she's jumping on people. All this poor dog here says, no, knock it off. Wait till daddy comes home, blah, 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 blah. And so what are you doing? You're taking an excited dog, an anxious dog, and just increasing the anxiety and the excitement. When a dog is reacting in a negative way, the worst thing their guardian can do is react in a negative way. Negative never resolves negative behavior. What you need to do is take the leash, take the harness at that point, do some basic training, reestablish some positive authority, and if you're consistent, the dog will come around. Right now, what the trainer told you to do was what we call in our field avoidance training. In other words, if it's not working, the trainer says avoid it. That's not a resolution. Avoiding it's not a resolution. Confronting it's a resolution. So the first thing you need to do is gain some positive control over the dog. Once you have that positive control, you can start giving her more socializing, less assertive behavior with other dogs. I hope that helps you out, Jane.
Well, she tries to bite every dog she sees.
But when she tries to bite, what do?
I pull her back.
Well, there you go. But that's my point exactly. How about teaching her not to pull you? How about teaching her not to bark at other dogs? You have no way of controlling. You can't tell her to sit and stay if she doesn't know how to sit and stay, can you?
Well, I guess not.
I guess not is right. In other words, if you're telling me, does the dog know how to sit and stay?
No, she will sit.
Okay, so the dog will sit. But will the dog, once in a while, will the dog sit if there's another dog outside?
No.
What good is it to have a dog sit when you're watching TV at 11 o'clock at night? It's important to have the dog sit and respond to you. You may want to find, I don't know, $1 and cent wise, if you can find a trainer just to come to your home for a couple of lessons to show you how to react properly when the dog is reacting, you can resolve the problems. In the meantime, Jane, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold. I'm moving on. I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Great author wrote that book. Kind of looks like me a little bit, I think, Alex, huh? Anyway, I'm going to send you a copy of the book. I want you to follow the basic training. And again, let me reiterate this, folks. Basic training is not used to show off. Oh, look how well my dog sits. Look, he lies down. He speaks for. No, that's not what it's about. It gives you as the guardian a positive way to communicate with the dog. How many times have you heard me say on this show for 33 some odd years I've been here, I've gone into homes. I said the word no when the dog comes thinking that's his name because that's what he hears all the time. Focus on the positive. Dogs will react positively if they're getting more attention for doing something good. But right now, the dog's probably getting more attention when he's doing something wrong. So therefore, I'd rather get the attention, even though it's corrective attention. Education, some basic training make all the difference in the world. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. We have Bobby, Samara, and Marvista, David and Whittier, Cheryl and Winnetka, Canoga Park. We'll get to all your calls. Great time to call me. By the way, I'll be giving away on today's show. I didn't even talk about what I'm giving away. You just heard me give away some hugs and kisses, a copy of my book. I'll give away Lucy Pet Formicide pet food. I got some of that to give away. I got some Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover. I got some more T-shirts. Lucy Pet's Cat's Incredible Cat Litter, which I'm going to do a commercial for in just a second. If you have a cat, this is what you need in your home. Arthrosuit Gold, Mushroom Max, the hemp seed oil. Lots of stuff to give away. Plenty of time to help you cope with your pets, or more than likely, help your pets cope with you. Let me take a quick break, then right back to all of your phone calls. 50,000 names carving the wall. And if you've never been to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., comes on
and there's cans of beer.
It comes up on you all of a sudden. Too many names of people I know. Memorial Day. Memorial Day weekend. Time to remember. Time to honor. Most importantly, a time to respect those who gave all. First thing Vietnam veterans do when they see each other nowadays is shake hands and say to each other, welcome home. And to all those Vietnam veterans out there, let me just say it once again. Welcome home. All right, let's get back to the busy phone lines here. The phone number 866-870 KRLA 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me get right back to the phone lines here. Let someone else talk for a while. Let's go to Bobby. Bobby calling from Arizona. Hey, Bobby, welcome to the Pet Show. How you doing?
I'm good. I am from Los Angeles, so I'm very familiar with you.
Where are you calling from Arizona?
Catherine, I am between Bullhead and Golden Valley.
Okay, so you're not too far from the gambling casinos, I guess, huh?
No, right down the hill.
Just happened to pass them a few times when I was driving to Sedona. Just happened to. Anyway, what can I do to help you out today?
I hope you can. I have a Maltipoo. He may be as old as 15. He doesn't have any major physical issues at all, but he's randomly pooping. Now he's always had an issue with this, and he was never really totally housebroken. He never pees in the house, but it's that pooping. He does it. He's now doing it in his bed. He does it when he's sleeping.
Yeah, at 15 years old, Catherine, I have a 16-year-old dog, okay? But at 15 years old, what often happens is there is some incontinence that develops. Number one, things feel different. Number two, when they go to sleep at night, when they wake up, so at 15 years old, I'm assuming he's been to the vet. Has the vet found anything wrong with him?
Not a thing.
Okay, so in other words, we have to assume at this point that it's a geriatric problem. It's what I call a chronologically challenged dog problem. And the best thing I can do to resolve it, if the vets say he's in health, other than that, there's nothing I can do behaviorally if the dog is pooping while he's sleeping. However, I want you to be aware, and it's a small dog. You can be living another 5 or 6 years, and hopefully even longer than that. You may want to consider at this point at night, maybe, just maybe, some diapers, doggy diapers. Just because I'm sure he feels as indignant about having accidents as you feel about having to clean them up.
He does. He feels like immense shame.
Of course. But it's just like a senior citizen, that perhaps became incontinent older on. So the thing to do is to make them not feel, they feel bad enough about, the dog feels bad enough already. So especially when he's sleeping, I would just clean it up. I'm going to send you a product to clean it up, but I would just clean it up, give him a hug and a kiss. Hopefully he's there for another 15 years. Use a diaper at night. There are some medications you might want to talk to your vet about. And the other thing you might want to try doing is changing the time of feeding, because if you change the time of feeding, maybe you can get them to eliminate at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night before you go to sleep, and that may hold them through the night.
Okay, I will try that too. One more question.
Sure.
Is there some diaper product that works? A lot of these don't fit.
Yeah. Oh, here's what I want you to do. There's a website. You can probably find doggy diapers on Amazon.com, but there's also a website, Handicap Pets. And if you go to any of those sites, you'll find that they now have diapers and other type of aids for dogs with challenges and cats with challenges. And the diapers come in different sizes, so you can find the exact fit for your dog.
Thank you so much, Warren.
Hey, Bobby, don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a product called Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover. I just want you to clean up a little bit with that product if he does have accidents. In the meantime, what I want you to do is give that puppy a hug and a kiss for you, and a special hug and a kiss right between the ears for me, and tell him it's okay. We all understand as we get older. We're going to send you some coupon for Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover. I appreciate that phone call. Great time to give me a call, by the way. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. We'll get to all your calls right after this. Lots of great stuff to give away. And hats off to all those Marine Corps members out there. Back on the Pet Show on this Memorial Day weekend. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to break for the top of the hour. Samira in Mar Vista, Chris, Cheryl, we're going to get to your calls. Let me just give you guys notice. The calls are always busy here. The best time to call is when we break for the top of the hour. This way you'll get through. Your calls will be up there, so when I come back, I can answer them. And as I said, everyone who calls in and gets to me live on the air will be getting a phenomenal gift for their dog or cat. Many of the items are $25, $30, $40 and more. The phone number here at the Pet Show, call me when we go to break, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Just a reminder, if you call and get through to me live, a great gift will be on its way for your best friend. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show.
Warren Eckstein, the man for your pets. We tried to stumble, but we haven't yet. Your dog is barking, your cat missed the box. Your ferret's chewed up all your favorite socks. He sure knows how to get inside your pet's head. But baby, it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And welcome back to the second hour of the Pet Show on this Memorial Day weekend. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is it, folks. America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, pet lifestyle show. Great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show. If you really want to understand why your dogs and cats do what they do, but more importantly, how to resolve any issues they may be having with you, great time to give me a call. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Just a reminder, if you're not following me on Facebook, my Facebook is facebook.com/thepetshow. Different than what you're watching right now, but it's facebook.com/thepetshow. Or Twitter at Warren Eckstein. I do share a lot of information during the week, especially this week. There was a few recalls of dog food, big companies as well, so you want to check that out on a regular basis. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. The question of the day is, what's the one word that makes your pets go crazy? What's the one word that makes your pets go crazy? Is it mommy's home? Is it cookies? You want to go out? I don't know. What's that one word? Give me a call. Could be a sentence. I said one word. Could be a sentence. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. We have Samira in Mar Vista, Chris in Valencia, Stanley in L.A., Cheryl in Winnetka, Panorama City in jail. We'll get to all your calls, I promise. Right now, we are going to Samira, I believe it is. Am I even close? Is it Samira? Is that the right way to pronounce it?
Exactly.
Not too bad.
First of all, thank you so much for your military service and a happy Memorial Day to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, and I just a really interesting thing. My 5-year-old granddaughter is in charge. Her preschool put on a money-raising fund for the animals that were injured in the fire in the northern area.
Yeah.
Particularly Santa Rosa. And my 5-year-old granddaughter is in charge of the money and collecting it. And so far, they've collected $3,500.
It's so interesting that you said that. Last Sunday, I had a bit of a summit about the divorce shelter in San Bernardino. And there were several passionate people that showed up. And people have been working on it for a long, long time. And I said, you know what? Adults are great. We can get some attention. But if you really want to make changes at a shelter, if you really want to make changes the way animals are treated, you need to get to the children. Whether that be 5-year-olds, whether it be kids in high school or junior high school, the only way to make changes happen is to get with the children. And it was successful. A lot of passionate people there. And hopefully I was able to put them together. So I am honored to speak to a grandma whose grandchild at 5 years old is raising money to save animals. Bless her. She's going to turn out to be quite a young lady, I promise.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, here's our problem, and it's been here for a while, but it's gotten worse. Our 10-year-old cat, who's mostly Maine Coon, wakes us up. He talks to us incessantly about everything. And the thing that drives him crazy is, do you want to eat? He understands.
Well,
that.
he's a Maine Coon cat. He's a big cat. He's hungry. Come on.
Well, anyway, he eats a lot, and he always has dry food out ready for him. But in the morning, it used to be that once we stirred, he would start meowing, which is okay. Now he's waking us up at 6:30, just as soon as the sun comes up, sometimes at 7, and we go to bed late, and we like to sleep until, 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
You've got some nerve trying to sleep. You got some nerve trying to sleep later than your cat now.
Yes, but he has food out. It's not like he's starving. What he wants is his wet food. And it just drives us crazy. I mean, he's incessant. And it's not just one meow. He uses all 135 tones.
Okay, so what do you do at that point, Samira? What do you do when he gets you up at 5:36? What are you doing?
We're sleeping, and I don't get up, and I say, be quiet. Then we say, not now. He understands not now. And then we also say, we go, shh, like that. He'll stop for a while, and then he'll come back, and he starts all over again. And I'm talking about very loud
Yeah, he's hungry, and Mom.
He's not. He's got dry food there. He's just stubborn.
Listen. No one wants to eat food that's just lying there. They want Mom to hand it to them. They want Mom to give it to them. Come on. I can leave food down for Cisco all day long. Maybe he'll eat it, maybe not. But if I bring it into the room and say, hey, Cisco, here's dinner, here's breakfast, here's lunch, here's your midnight snack, guess what? He'll eat it right away, and he's really happy. So here's what I would recommend doing. He has dry food down all the time, right? How old did you say your cat was, Samira?
He's 10.
Okay, so he's not too old. He's still kind of an adult cat. Why don't you try? Do you give him wet food during the day?
We give him in the morning. He has wet food, and in the evening he has wet food.
What time in the evening?
Right around 6 o'clock.
Okay,
and right around 5 minutes to 6, he starts meowing.
Well, he knows when it's time to eat. What time do you guys go to bed?
Oh, we go to bed late, like 11:30, midnight.
That's about the time I wake up. I'm serious. But listen to me. Here's what I would be doing at this point, okay? And this is, I'm going to go back. Well, you're going to call me a few times, but I'm going to try to resolve this for you. What I'd like you to do, okay, is prior to going to sleep, what I'd like you to do is take 2 food dishes, not more food, just the amount of food that you would normally have down. And in one of those food dishes, I want you to take half of the wet food that you give him at 6:30 and put that in the dish just before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Okay. People don't understand. I want you to think about this. People don't understand. Your cat uses a litter box, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's possible that you fed him at 6 o'clock and he has access to food, but you know what? His belly's kind of empty maybe at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and maybe he wants some attention, and maybe he wants some food. But if we can get him belly to stay fuller at night, he's going to sleep a little bit later in the morning. So my recommendation to you is put down the food, a little of his wet food, just before you go to sleep. See if that makes a difference. If not, the only other thing I'm going to recommend at this point is chase him around the house like crazy just prior to going to bed. Tucker him out.
Okay.
That's
because he's very good about sleeping through the night. He'll sleep on our bed, and he doesn't.
Yeah, but then he wakes you up. He wakes you up at 6 o'clock. Why don't you go to sleep earlier?
I don't know.
That's my job, is to resolve problems here. If the cat wants to stay up late and you want to know.
And I did look throughout your book to see if you had a solution for that. There wasn't.
Because if the cat wants, listen, I get up literally. Last night, now my dog's 16 years old, okay, so he sleeps through the night most nights, but last night, around 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard him pacing around, so I got up, I picked him up, carried him downstairs, and talked him into pooping outside and brought him back into the house. It's the way I look at life with animals is, if I were in trouble, or if I were older, how would my dog react to me? Would he be angry at me? And I've never seen my dog get angry, no matter how I felt, no matter what kind of mood I'm in. So you know what? If he's getting a little bit older and I have to kind of deal with him, maybe waking me up a little bit earlier. The other thing you may want to take into consideration is see if in your neighborhood, maybe someone has a new truck, a new car, and they leave at that time in the morning.
Yeah, that's not the situation.
Okay.
No.
Well,
yeah, we tried to figure it out if there was a change in the neighborhood.
It just sounds to me like he needs a full belly in the morning, Mom.
And he's a talker. I mean, he understands so much. He's extremely bright.
Well, a lot of people say, Warren, I hate cats. They're not that smart. They're not as smart as dogs. But the only people that have ever said that to me, that people that have never been owned by a cat.
I mean, he tells us when his litter box needs to be changed. He tells us, everything. And if he he doesn't go outside, but we sometimes take him out with us. And he'll tell us when he wants to go out. And if he's just meowing and we're not sure, we say, okay, show me. And he'll lead us over.
Well, they're so incredibly intelligent. But don't be overly concerned until you see a post-it on the refrigerator saying, Mom, we're almost out of food. Okay, then you're not just stayed worried about. Anyway, listen, Samira, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. I want you to follow my advice. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you at this point. I don't know what I want to send you. You got the food he's on this, he's on that, he's not having accidents in the house. You know what? You get a T-shirt. That's the way it is. Putting you on hold. I'm sending you one of my amazing T-shirts. None of my friends walk upright. People are wearing them all over the country. It's getting a lot of buzz because it lets people know how important animals are in our lives. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A study conducted by the National Council on Pet Population Study and Policy found that 96% of dogs have not received any type of obedience training, half the pets were not neutered, and 33% of dogs and 47% of cats had never received any medical care from a veterinarian. What year is this? Unbelievable. Now, the bottom line is I spent a lot of time, many, many years at shelters all over the United States, and let me tell you what I saw. A good majority of dogs and cats coming into the shelters were there because of behavioral problems. Well, they're not born with an encyclopedia in their head. Neither are we. We need an education. Our pets need an education. And if you take the time to educate your pets, guess what? The turn-in rate at shelters, pounds across the country will be lowered. Because as I said, a lot of the dogs that turn in from behavior, and you know what really makes me crazy? When someone who has really no experience, no background says, you know what, let's put that dog to sleep because he's got an aggression problem, or let's put that cat to sleep because he's shy. You can't evaluate a cat when he's incarcerated. You can't evaluate a dog when they're incarcerated. Get them out of the cage. Give them some socializing. Let them be around people. That's what a shelter's all about. Not just a place to throw a dog, close the door, and throw some food and squirt out the bottom every once in a while. That's not what a shelter's about. Off my bandwagon. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We are going to, let's go to Cheryl and Winnetka. Hey, Cheryl, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello. It wasn't expected. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about my cat. I think she's got diabetes. I'm like 74 and I'm handicapped and I don't really have the money to take her to the doctor. I don't know what to do. She drinks so much water and she whines all the time.
Okay, well, first of all, if your cat has diabetes, you have to take care of that. Diabetes can create a lot of other problems down the road. Blindness, a lot of problems. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Diabetes is very dangerous. And the thing that's so amazing right now is that it can be controlled. There are shots available. There's insulin available. There's other things available. There's medications available. So in other words,
I don't have money to
it's not a matter.
Listen
to me. It's not a matter of dollars and cents. Okay. Most veterinarians can work out payment plans. There are credit unions. There are low-cost spay and neuter. Here's what I'd like you to do, Cheryl, okay? What I would like you to do is I would like you to go pick up a copy of the Pet Press. It's available at every pet store, every shelter. Pick up a copy of the Pet Press. In there is a list of rescue humane organizations that may be able to help you financially if, in fact, you can't take care of the medication for your cat. So I want you to pick up a copy of the Pet Press. It's free. Go through the listing there. That will guide you. It's a great, my friend Lori's been publishing it for years. It's a great way to get information in terms of what organizations are out there to help you. There's no reason because of dollars and cents that your cat has to suffer with diabetes, especially with something that can be controlled. So that's what I would recommend you do at this point. All right, so pick up a copy. Don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a coupon for some kids and pet stain and odor removal because sometimes cats with diabetes have a tendency to have a few more accidents. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Chris in Valencia who wants to know what Lucy pet formula I suggest. There's Jay in Panorama City, Stanley. So we'll get to all your calls, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. So
Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost.
And we are back on the Pet Show on this Memorial Day, the bravest men and women I've ever known and served with. On this Memorial Day, let's remember them. And as I said, every Saturday on my way home from Glendale, those people live in California, when I'm from Glendale, Santa Monica, I pass by the Los Angeles Memorial Cemetery. And every Saturday I stop, get out of my car, say a little prayer, salute my brothers and sisters. Today, a little bit longer prayer, a little bit bigger salute. Memorial Day. Educate your kids. Their freedoms are based on the lives given by those brave men and women. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. Let me get right to it. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I see my friend Ricky Rizzo. Ricky, hey, Ricky, I know you're watching me on Facebook. Ricky Rizzo grew up in my hometown. I was friendly with his brother who we lost in Vietnam. I think it was 1970. I'm not real sure. I believe it was like around 1970. Ricky, my feelings and my heart out to you and your family on this weekend. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. By the way, Ricky, the first thing I did when I went to the Vietnam Memorial Wall to see many of the people that I knew was to look up your brother. What an incredible hero he was. His memory will always be in my mind. Not just because we lived across the street, but his memory will always be in my mind. All right, let me get back to the busy phone lines here before I get into tears. Let's go to Valencia. And Chris. Hey, Chris, welcome to the Pet Show.
Good morning. Thank you for being there. I appreciate your show very much.
Well, thank you. What can I do to help you out today?
Question. I saw you recommended the Lucy food. Two questions. Is there a particular brand? And I don't mean the brand, but what there's choices there. I looked it up online. And number two, where can I get it?
Okay, well, so many people calling about Lucy Pet Food today. You know what? Believe me, it's worth looking for. It's easy to find. But let me just tell you, there's three basic formulas. There's duck pumpkin quinoa, there's salmon pumpkin quinoa, and there's also salmon limited ingredients for dogs that may need that, and for cats, there's also a different formula. So if you're asking me what my favorite is, I haven't quite tasted them all yet, but the salmon pumpkin quinoa kind of looks like a favorite to me. In other words, what I would do, and I believe me, I know Joey Harris is going to love me for doing this. If you're asking me which one your dog would like better, how about we ask your dog which one he would like better? So here's what I would do.
I can see it coming now. Get them all.
You hit the nail on the head. You buy 3 bags. I remember years ago I did this on the Today Show. I did a taste test, and I put down 3 different foods and let the dogs choose what they wanted to. So yeah, get the salmon pumpkin quinoa, the duck pumpkin quinoa, the limited ingredient. Buy all 3 bags. Put them down in front of the dog. When the dog decides after a day or two which one he wants, then you know what to do.
Great idea.
Hey,
great idea.
Chris,
I think I'll do that.
What kind of dog do you have, Chris?
It's a pit bull. I rescued a pit bull. She's about 8 years old, and she's just the most loving dog I've ever had.
Is there anything sweeter in the world than a pit bull?
Not that I have found.
Is she a schmoozer, a kisser, a hugger, a cuddler?
A little bit of a kisser. She just, everywhere I go, if I'm out of the room for 5 seconds, she comes to find me. She follows me everywhere.
She has a best friend. Here's, Chris, what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you one kind, but you're going to have to buy the other kinds, okay?
That's a deal.
All right, we got a deal here, Chris. I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you some Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food. I don't know which one they're going to pack up. It's either going to be the salmon or the duck or the limited ingredient. But it doesn't make any difference. They're all fabulous. You'll hear me do another commercial in a while for them. And in terms of where they're available, okay, there's a couple of ways. It's available at Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, they're available at Amazon. They're available at Red Barn and many, many independent pet stores. If you go to the independent pet store, don't have it, tell them to get it. But if you go to their website, LucyPetProducts.com, you will in fact actually find a store locator listing hundreds and hundreds of stores where you can find Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go. This is an interesting question. Let me go to Jay in Panorama City. Hey, Jay, welcome to the Pet Show. Hey, Jay, you're on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. What's up?
Question. You've been a lot of help. I appreciate it. I think I told you I have a feral cat. The problem is he doesn't seem to be using his litter box. At least it doesn't look like it. I don't know where he's going. Haven't found it yet. But he is spraying now.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm assuming the cat is neutered?
No, I was going to get him neutered 3 months ago. He's like 10 months old now.
Well, why the wait?
I thought he had to mature a little bit before.
Why? You know, no. Forget the mature. In other words, he could have been neutered a while back. What happens now, okay, is he picks up the scent of other cats that may be in your neighborhood. Now, if there's no cats in your neighborhood, which you might be saying, well, where's he getting the scent from? You may be just walking in.
There's 3 feral cats outside.
All right, so therefore he's a male cat. There are 3 feral cats standing outside, okay? Female cats outside or other cats outside. He wants to either challenge or get to. So, of course, he's going to mark the territory. The first thing that you need to do is get this cat neutered. It's not only the right thing to do morally, it's the right thing to do from a physical point of view. Testicular cancer, prostate cancer, it's just the right thing to do. So let's get him neutered. Once he's neutered, because he's already developed a little bit of a habit, it may be more difficult to break. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to a lighting store or a pet store, get a black light, the kind we all used in the 60s and 70s. You know, we all had Farrah Fawcett hanging in our rooms and Jimi Hendrix. Get one of those black lights. Shine it around the house at night. It will pick up any markings in the house where the cat is gone. Clean those up with a product called Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover once you've cleaned those areas up. But don't do this until the cat's neutered, because it's not going to help until you get him neutered. Once the areas are cleaned up with this product, then if he starts having accidents again, use the same product to clean it up, but just place a little bit of his dry food in those areas. He'll get the idea, and he'll be back in his litter box at no time, I promise. But that's what you need to do, Jay. You need to get him neutered now.
Okay. So basically the neutering's the biggest deal.
Yeah, in other words, at this point, the neutering's really important, but it might have been developed into a little bit of a habit, which is no problem. I can resolve it for you just with the food around and other things. But
it's only, the habit's only started recently.
Okay, so so if it just started recently, the quicker you get him neutered, the better off you're going to be.
Gotcha.
Jay, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a coupon for Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover to get rid of those odors. Great time to give me a call. We're going to take a quick break. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through, 866-870-5752. And hats off that all served in the United States Army. Did the Air Force, we did the Army, we did the Marine Corps, Navy coming up. Got the Navy coming up in a while, too. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. No matter where you served, how you served, overseas, here, it doesn't make any difference. Thank you for your service. All right, let me get back to the busy phone lines here on the Pet Show. We are going to Stanley. Hey, Stanley, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren, how are you?
I could not be better, Stanley. How are you?
Good. Well, you know my mom, Little Joan. She comes and sees you at Red Barn and wherever you are.
Absolutely. I love Little Joan.
Yes, and I wanted to say that I am very proud of my brother. He was a U.S. Marine. He never saw battle or combat, but he was, he was very proud of that. And the reason I'm calling is, and to answer your question of the day, we were not allowed to say the word walk. We had to actually spell W-A-L-K. Otherwise, our St. Bernard went absolutely nuts. But the reason I'm calling is because on my 50th birthday, which means they're 3 years old, my sister gave me a cat. Then, shortly thereafter, my neighbor, who found a cat under the hood of their car after driving 100 miles, adopted that cat. So I've got 2 cats, a black cat and a gray cat. Charlie's gray and Motor is black. And then recently, I had to take in another cat because a very dear friend of mine passed away.
So sorry.
And the situation I have, and she was a veterinarian. Everybody knows her, Dr. Tiffany Margolin. She was a veterinarian in the Santa Barbara area, very sweet woman. And so I took in her cat Midnight, and the problem I'm having is that Charlie, the gray cat, and Midnight seem to have kind of built an alliance. They get along. They play kind of tough, but they get along. But Motor, the other black cat, and Midnight, the black cat, they sleep kind of close to each other. They'll be in the living room quiet, and then all of a sudden, it's like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. I mean, it's like it's on. And I squirt him with water just to get him to stop. But I just don't know what to do if it's.
Well, let me stop you for a second, okay? They're not getting along with each other, correct?
Yes.
When they're fighting, you squirt them with water, right? So even when they're fighting, they're already in a negative mode. They're stressed out, they're anxious, and they're fighting. And all of a sudden, Pop comes along and squirts them with water, which makes them even more assertive towards each other. I'm assuming you did. How long have you had the cat from the vet?
I've had the cat for about 6 months, but just so you know, when I squirt them with one squirt of water, the fighting stops. They calm down and they go and sit. Like it just.
Okay, but see now, here's my big question for you.
Yeah.
When you're not at home, are the 3 cats together?
Oh, yes.
So in other words, when you're not home, they have access to each other, all 3 of them?
Yes.
Have you ever come home to anyone cut, scratched, hair all over the house, things knocked all over the place?
Oh, hair all over the house, definitely.
But I mean, shedding hair or the type of hair being pulled out?
Oh, no, I think it's the type of hair that's being pulled out.
Okay, here's then we have to approach it a little bit differently. Have you done any scent swapping with the cats at all?
What do you mean?
Okay, what I want you to do is take a washcloth and rub it all over one of the cats. Take another washcloth and rub it all over the other cat. And then take the washcloth.
Wet or dry?
Dry. And then rub the scent of each cat on the other cat. You follow me?
Okay.
I want them to live with the scent of each other. Right now, because there are 3 cats living in a household, I really want you to make sure that the stimulation in your house is overwhelming. You hear me talk about this every week, but now's the day to hit Vons or Ralph's or Albertsons, wherever you're going to go, and get a half a dozen cardboard boxes. Be creative. Put one on top of the other. Don't get new boxes, get dirty so it smells like salmon. It smells like this. Cut holes in them. Be creative. Make a duplex, a kitty condo, whatever you need to do. Put down 2 today or 3 today, throw them out, get new ones, put them down tomorrow, keep changing them, start growing some organic plants for the cats. If you keep them mentally stimulated, you'll start noticing that their focus is not going to be on each other all the time. Plus the fact cats recognize each other by scent. So by scent swapping, that may make them calm down a little bit at the same time. So that would be my recommendation at this point. Give it some time. It's only been 6 months. Not only is her cat coming into your home, but her cat is also grieving the loss of its best friend. So we need to take that into consideration as well. So if we put all those pieces together, a little time, I would not use the water. I'd rather use a little bit of an air horn so there's no physical contact. We have those little air horns.
Or a whistle?
Not a whistle, because that's something that may be more common. We had these little air horns. You know what? I'm going to send you one of those air horns to get you started. So I'll send you one of those little air horns. But I want you to follow my advice. Do the scent swapping at this point. Make your house as mentally stimulating as you possibly can. See if that doesn't make a difference. It's going to take some time. Make sure you spend equal time with the cats. Make sure there's time together. Also, what you may want to do is give the 2 cats that are aggressive towards each other some private time together with you in the middle.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: I feed them Lucy Pet. I feed them some of the food that they have, and 2 of the cats, Charlie is like a rat. He'll go after everything.
Yeah.
The other one eats his food, but Midnight is very particular, and Midnight walks away. And yet, if I don't monitor the eating, the food's just gone.
So why don't you take a little bit of which cat is not eating?
Midnight.
Take some of Midnight's food and either pop it in the microwave for 5 seconds, let it heat up, because cats eat with their nose. You may have a stuffed nose. Cats eat with their nose, and you've changed the food, obviously. So heat it up for a second or 5 seconds in the microwave, then give it to her. If that doesn't work, then what I want you to do is just take you know how you buy sometimes tuna in water instead of tuna in oil?
Yeah.
Take a little bit of the water just before you feed them and pour a little water, not to make them jealous, but pour a little water over, just a little bit of the tuna water over all of their food, just a drop. Again, that smell and entice them to eat. Give it a shot. I'm sure it'll work for you.
Fantastic. You are the best.
Stanley, you give those cats a big hug and a kiss. I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you, what did I decide? Oh, I'm going to send you one of those air horns. By the way, those little air horns are great. If you walk your dog late at night, or even if you're not walking your dog and you're in a shopping mall, Denise, my wife, carries that little air horn with her at all times. I think they're $7 or $8. We have them at the website, thepetshow.com. And one of the reasons that we have them is because very often when people walk their dogs might be friendly, their dogs might be nice, their dogs might be under control, but some moron down the block is letting their dog run loose, and you don't know how that dog's going to react with yours. So those little air horns are always kind of good to have at your side. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get to. Let me take a break. When we come back, Gretchen, Ursula, Rachel, you'll be up. 866-870-KRLA. Let me just tell you this right now. I will get to your calls, But grab a pen and paper. As you all know by now, when I get off the air here at 1 o'clock, I go across the hall and do my national Canadian show. So it's all over Canada, all over the United States and Puerto Rico. I'll be doing that show. Grab a pen and paper, because if for some reason you're driving around, it's Memorial Day, you might be shopping, you might be at an event, wherever you are, you can listen to that show. It's the same type of show as this show. I give away the same prizes, so grab your pens and papers. I'll give you that number just a little bit, and that show starts exactly at 1 o'clock. As soon as I get off the air here, we start doing the other show. And as I said, the same type of show. I give away the same gifts. The only difference is the questions come from all over the U.S. and Canada. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. And we are back on the Pet Show. Couldn't forget my friends in the Navy, right? The Navy, we hit the Marine Corps, we hit the Army, we hit the Air Force, Coast Guard. We didn't hit the Coast Guard, but hats off to them as well. Did an amazing job. I had some friends that served up along the Mekong Delta. That's right. In their gunboats. U.S. Coast Guard. A lot of people don't know they were in Vietnam, but they were. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Let me get right back to let me do this first. The phone number for the national and the Canadian show, which starts at 1 o'clock. It's the same type of show. If you're driving around, if you can't get to a phone right now, but you still got a question about your dog or your cat, write this phone number down. At 1 o'clock, you can start calling it. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Write that number down. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. I'll take your questions and send your pets a great gift at the same time. Hey, Ursula, welcome to the Pet Show.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. My Doberman, Molly, has chews on the top of her paw. It's a granular, something you mentioned this morning,
lick granuloma.
There we go. And the vet and I have been putting bandages on her, but she's able to, even with the cone, she gets it off.
Yeah. You know, lick granuloma, years ago, vets were actually freezing them. I don't know if they still do that, because what happens is it starts out as maybe a little pain or a little bug or a whatever, and it becomes a habit. So they're constantly licking and licking and licking and licking and licking on it, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I've seen dogs where they actually chew themselves right down to the bone because of a lick granuloma. Now, putting a bandage on it, what are you spraying on it to prevent the dog from chewing it?
I have some. There's many products I've had, but I haven't put anything on recently.
There's a product on the market. It's called Bitter Yuck. It's also made by the people at Nature Vet. And one of the reasons I'm a big fan of Bitter Yuck over the other bitter products is a lot of the other bitter products on the market contain alcohol. And if you get that alcohol in an area where there's, what I'm looking for, a scratch or a lick granuloma, it's going to hurt because the alcohol stings. So the Bitter Yuck was purposely developed to use in those areas to prevent it. So I will send you some Bitter Yuck, okay, to get you started. We'll get some Bitter Yuck out to you. At this point, though, you may want to go see a specialist. There's some new things being done with lick granuloma. You might want to go see a veterinary dermatologist, see what they say. It's always good to get a second opinion. First of all, I'm a big fan of Dobies. They're great dogs. I absolutely adore them. I've trained them for years, lived with them, trained them in Europe and Asia. They're fabulous dogs. However, sometimes they can be a little sensitive. People don't realize how sensitive they are. After all, the Doberman was named after a guy called Louis Doberman. How bad can they be? So the thing that you need to remember right now is you want to keep the dog as mentally stimulated as you possibly can. And more importantly right now, you want to get a second opinion from a veterinary dermatologist, see if that doesn't make a difference for you.
And then also, when in the backyard, she runs under the bushes, and two parts on her back, the hair is gone. I've been putting polysporin on them, or Neosporin. Would that help?
Is that where she's rubbing it off? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's how she did it. Yeah.
Here, I can send you. I'm going to send you the Bitter Yuck, but let me tell you, I would definitely get. This is a perfect example where the Hugs and Kisses supplements would really come into play. I can't send you both, so I'm going to send you the Bitter Yuck. But if you want, you can go to my website, thepetshow.com. You go to Amazon.com if you want, Amazon Prime. You can order the Hugs and Kisses there. That may help with the granuloma as well. So I'm going to put you on hold right now. I'm going to send you the Bitter Yuck. I want you to speak to your vet. You can use the Bitter Yuck on top of the bandages or just around the wound. I want you to get a second opinion at this point at the same time. And also go to the website or go to Amazon.com and you can order the Hugs and Kisses for your dog at Amazon.com as well. I guess we have to take a break. Is that what you're looking at me? Alex gives me these dirty. Something I'm going to get Alex on Facebook with me so you can see the looks I get when I have to take a commercial. Quick break.
Let's go.
Here's the number again. Write this number down in case I don't get to your call. You're driving around, you're shopping, Memorial Day week, whatever. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. It's the same type of show. I give away the same gifts. You'll have a little less wait there. That phone number, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. We're just about out of time, but let me give you the phone number again for the network show. Starts at 1 o'clock, 877-725-8255. And don't forget the true meaning of Memorial Day, especially if you have children. Bring them to a service. Let them know. Let them know that their freedoms were based on the ultimate sacrifice by so many thousands of men and women. Right now, I want you to stay tuned right here. Coming up is Living Pain-Free with Dr. Mark Darrow, my good friend Nita. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one right between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. You've been listening to The Pet Show.